Hello and welcome to a brand new series of Only Connect. I hope you've missed us while we were away. What did I do on my summer holidays, I hear you ask? Well, I'd like you to picture a certain iconic scene in From Here to Eternity. Not that one, the one at the end where Deborah Carr stares bleakly at the horizon, contemplating the sheer misery and futility of being here at all. We weren't lucky with the weather. Spain next year, I think. Joining me tonight to kick off the series are, on my right, Paul Jackson, the area manager for a charity who grows his own fruit and veg. Joe Beattie, a civil servant who was charged by a rhino in the Ngorongoro crater. And their captain, Paul Richardson, a retired fire officer who had a lengthy conversation with Princess Anne about the problems with the M6 motorway around Preston. United by a love of Lancashire, they are the Hotpots. Paul, how do you all know each other?
Well, we used to attend the same church together, but latterly we've become drinking buddies.
And do you drink round the back of the church or you go further away?
Anywhere where there's any available.
That's the spirit. I'll see you in my dressing room afterwards. You will be facing this evening on my left, Oliver Levy, a freelance designer who accidentally ate a cake intended for Elon Musk. Bob Decoe, a data scientist who was chased by an elephant while holidaying in Botswana. And their captain, Matt Loxham, an air pollution toxicologist who has played chess for Lancashire and drinks a lot of coffee. United by a passion for pop music, positivity and puns, they are the Poptimists. So what made your team apply for Only Connect?
We've been on a lot of quiz shows separately and some of us together, but this is the zenith to aim for, so it had to be done.
Or the nadir?
We'll find out.
We'll find out. You won the toss, Poptimists, but you've elected to put your opponents in first. So, Hotpots, you're in the hot seat. Which hieroglyph would you like?
2 reads, please.
2 reads will be the first question of the new series. What is the connection between 4 apparently random clues? Of course, if you can tell me the right answer after fewer than 4 clues, you will get more points. Good luck. Your first clue is coming up now.
Next, please. Next, please. All of those foods have been banned in the country beneath them.
They are banned foods. You didn't need to see the last clue, durian, which is not allowed on the Singapore subway because it smells so disgusting. What do you know about the stories behind these other clues?
I'm aware of Kinder Eggs were banned, I think because of the small toys inside that became a choking hazard for children.
Apparently so.
And Roquefort and samosas, we haven't the faintest idea, to be honest.
Well, Roquefort, it was only until 2005 because there were worries because it was unpasteurised, it might be dangerous in some way. Do you know about the samosas over there?
No.
They were banned by a militant group, Al-Shabaab, that controls much of Somalia because, apparently, the samosa resembles the Holy Trinity, the Christian symbol. Oh. So they were banned. And they actually went round in vans with loudspeakers announcing it, samosas are banned. Not at all worried that this might render them ridiculous.
That's brilliant.
So well done, you're off the blocks with 2 points. You may have your own question now. Which would you like?
Horned viper, please.
The viper. OK. What is the connection between these apparently random clues? Here's the first.
Dams. There could be dams, but I don't know what the others will be. So I think that's it. Next.
Okay. It's first and fourth.
First and fourth. It's nothing to do with vice president, is it? Do you want to go on again?
Yeah.
Next. Is it to do with how they were both assassinated?
Yeah, so it was
But who was it?
Did they die or something? 100 years?
Would they die?
100 years apart.
Do you want to
100 years apart.
Do you want to try it?
Was that right with Elizabeth Lincoln?
They died 100 years apart.
Nice guess, but that is not the answer, I'm afraid. So, Hotpots, I'm going to show you the last clue. You've got the chance of a bonus point.
They have mountains and dams named after them.
They did not. I think some of them did, but not all of them. This is really nice. If you don't spot it, you don't spot it, but it's really nice. McKinley was succeeded as president by Theodore Roosevelt and Hoover by Franklin D. Roosevelt. Washington by John Adams and Monroe by John Quincy Adams. They were succeeded by presidents with the same surname. So who succeeded Lincoln and Kennedy?
Johnson.
Andrew Johnson, Lyndon B. Johnson, and Reagan and Clinton were both succeeded by Bushes. Obviously, it happens quite a lot in America because they have quite a lot of father and son presidents, which I find so odd. I did the same thing as my father. I think it's one thing to go into the family business if you're a writer or a sort of greengrocer. To run the country, though, maybe they should just make it hereditary. I can't be the only one who'd love to see Baron Trump as president. Yes, all succeeded by presidents with the same surname. Quite a pleasing connection there, I think. In the sense of a quiz question. If it was your country, you might be chilled by it. No bonus for you, Hotpots. What would you like?
Can we have the Eye of Horus, please?
Yes, you can. Ooh, they're picture clues. So you'll be seeing pictures of something. They all have something in common. What is it? Your first picture clue is coming in now.
Next, please.
Oh, that's a labyrinth.
Yeah.
That's the next.
Next, please.
What is it?
They're all games. Go. Sorry. They're all games. Well, we think they're all the name of games. Board games.
They all share their names with board games. Very well done. You didn't need to see the last clue, which is a picture of Lenny Henry playing Othello. What can we see?
The first one is Go.
Yeah, a very complicated sort of strategy game, Go.
The second one we're not sure of, but
No, that's Labyrinth.
Yeah, where the character's name is Ludo. Ludo from
the
Labyrinth.
third one
yeah.
is Sorry.
It's Sorry, the sitcom. And you know, both the sitcom and the board game have an exclamation mark. So it's not sorry, it's sorry.
Sorry.
And that. And Othello at the end there. Back to you, Poptimists, for a choice.
Lion, please.
Lion. OK. It's the music question, I'm afraid. You will be hearing your clues. What do they have in common? First one coming in now.
Doesn't understand and he doesn't try. He knows there's something missing and he knows it's you and I. We're the younger generation who grew up by
Next.
all the
And when it's a sleeping time,
That's when we rise.
we start to swing.
Swing to the sky.
Next.
Mama pajama rolled out of bed and she ran to the police station. When the papa found out, he began to shout and started the investigation. It's against the law.
Next.
We meet every day at the same cafe.
2 seconds.
What is it?
Oliver.
Me and. Oh, yeah, me and.
Me and.
Me and is the right answer. What did we hear?
Me and Julio down by the schoolyard. Paul Simon.
Me and Mrs. Jones at the end.
Billy Paul.
Me and my shadow.
Me and My Shadow, Frank Sinatra and Sammy Davis Jr. And the first one?
Belle and Sebastian with
Me and.
Don't know.
Me and the Major, or as many of you would prefer, the Major and I. Yes, Me and are the rather grammatically clumsy titles. Construction, well done. That is what they have in common. So a point for you. Back to you, Hotpots. What would you like?
Water, please.
Water. What is the connection between these clues? Here's the first.
I've got next.
Next, please.
Gravity. I've got next.
Next, please.
I'll have to go next.
Next, please.
3 seconds.
Greek letters.
Not it, I'm afraid. Poptimist, do you want to go for a bonus?
Shall we try? Is it apotheosis?
No, but why do you say that?
Well, Beethoven's Seventh was definitely described as the apotheosis of the dance, I think, by Wagner.
Right.
And maybe maybe there's a festival of the apotheosis of something on the 3rd of November.
Oh, that's very nicely constructed. I can't give you a point. I love this question. Let me tell you that you know the answer. You know the answer. You know the answer. Even you do know, even after all those drinks. This is to do with the letter V, which is the 7th of Beethoven. It's at the centre of gravity. It's the 3rd letter of November, and it's the beginning of very. The letter V.
That's hugely
They
frustrating.
are word clues. It's hugely frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very frustrating.
I think a little clip of Paul saying that's hugely frustrating could be the trailer for the series. Isn't it sort of annoying in a beautiful way?
It is.
Welcome to the show. But there is one question of the round, the twisted flax. That will come to you, Poptimists. Your first clue is coming in now.
Next.
Can't see it.
Next.
This means war.
You can put the word means between them, so no means no, this means war, Brexit means Brexit.
That is absolutely right. And the fourth clue, love means never having to say you're sorry. Has that been your experience, Joe?
Not at all.
I mean, I believe almost exactly the opposite. Constant apologies is what I want. Luckily, I married the right person for that. Very well spotted. Brexit means Brexit, this means war, no means no, and you didn't need the last clue. Well done for the points. That means at the end of round one, the Poptimists have 3 points, the Hotpots have 4. On to round two, the sequences round. This time there will still be 4 clues, but the teams may see a maximum of 3 of them because I want to know what comes forth in a sequence. Hotpots, you'll be going first again. Which hieroglyph would you like?
Horned Viper, please.
The Horned Viper. OK, I will be revealing the first in a sequence of clues. What would come forth? Your time starts now.
Next, please. Next, please. Auckland going up.
Yeah, the next biggest. So it'll be
Auckland.
Is the right answer. And what's the sequence?
We think there are largest cities in New Zealand going
In
towards the
ascending
biggest.
That's right, by population size. And it's a huge leap because the population of Christchurch, about 380,000. Population of Auckland, 1.6.5 million, something like that. A huge jump. New Zealand cities by size. It's actually a question written by one of our new question setters who lives in Australia. Right. So basically in New Zealand. Very well done. Back to you, Poptimists, for a question.
Twisted flax, please.
The twisted flax. OK, these are going to be picture clues. What would you expect to see in the fourth picture? Here's the first.
Next.
Larry Davis, Jesse Ventura, Ace Ventura, Ace. That's detective. Sam Spade. Why in that order? Ace Ventura, detective.
Okay. Detective Sam Spade.
Is an acceptable answer. That's absolutely brilliant. What's going on in this sequence?
Ace of Hearts, Jesse Ventura. So Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, the film.
It is the film Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. What can you tell me about the film Ace Ventura, Pet Detective?
It's one of Jim Carrey's less critically admired efforts, I think.
Have you seen it?
No.
I've seen it 32 times.
Is that true?
Yes. When I was doing my university finals, it was on at the local cinema. My friend Charlie and I went every single day to unwind. Well, A, to unwind, B, to try and understand the film. Let me tell you, struggling with a university degree is as nothing compared to trying to follow the plot of Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. It's all to do with sort of rings disappear, but there are too many rings. It makes absolutely no sense.
Have you seen When Nature Calls?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Although, in a way, it made more sense and was thus disappointing. Very well done. Good Ace Ventura, Pet Detective knowledge over there. Back to you, Hotpots. What would you like?
Can we have line, please?
Yes, you can. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Next, please. Next, please.
Two seconds.
1925, 1,2.
And why would that be?
They go down in 30-year blocks, and the rest is a stab in the dark, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's sort of a sequence going down in 30-year blocks, but the second bit, no, I can't accept it, I'm not persuaded. So, Poptimists, do you know what sequence is meant here?
1885 equals
3.
Is the right answer. And why?
These are historical years and the Back to the Future films in which they appear.
It is about Back to the Future. You haven't revised it, despite my repeatedly saying on this show it's the greatest film of all time. In Back to the Future, it's set originally in 1985, and so that's why it's in all 3 films, 1, 2 and 3. So it's not a sequence of films. The years are going back in time. 2015 only appears in part 2. 1985 is in all of them. 1955 is in all of them, because that's when he goes back to. And 1885 only in part 3. Poptimists, which question would you like?
We'll have the Eye of Horus, please.
The Eye of Horus. OK, what would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Well, it could be, but likely, isn't it? No, it's Dan Brown, isn't it? It's Origin. You should go back Inferno. Do you want another one? Do you want another one? Play it safe and one more.
I think another one. Next.
Yeah, so one have to be careful with the films the other way around. So yeah, so one of them. Inferno, Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons. No, there's one in between. There's one in between. Lost Symbols and then Da Vinci Code.
Yeah. Da Vinci Code.
Is the right answer. Very well done. What's this sequence?
These are Dan Brown novels in reverse chronological order.
That's right, the Robert Langdon novels going back towards the Da Vinci Code. Very well done. Hotpots, what would you like?
Water, please.
Water. OK, what is the fourth in this sequence? Here's the first.
Firstly, come on,
No. Next, please.
These are the newspapers. That's Independent. 20th is the Sun. 19th,
Why in order of circulation, do we think? So we're looking for 18. So I've gone next.
Next, please.
So 18 colon.
Daily 18th colon Daily Express.
I'm afraid I can't take it. Poptimists, do you want to have a go for a bonus?
18th colon The Times.
The Times is an acceptable answer. The Observer, an even better one, of course. They are the founding years of newspapers. We needed one that was founded in the 18th century, and the Express actually founded in 1900. So we wanted one of the old ones, The Times and The Observer. So well done, Poptimists. You get the bonus, and you get the last question of the round. The 2 reads. What would come forth in this sequence? Here's the first.
It's not enough in there.
Next.
Is this the main gas in the atmosphere of planets and the sun? I don't know.
Yeah, say 4, yeah, 3.
3 would be nitrogen.
Yeah, try one more. Just on the safe side.
Next.
Yeah.
3 nitrogen.
And why would that be?
These are the order of planets from the sun and the main constituent of their atmosphere.
That's exactly right. So what is denoted by the number 6, 4, 5 and 3?
They're the order from the sun.
Yeah. 6th planet, 5th planet, 4th planet, Earth.
Mars.
Do you know the other planets?
I'm not entirely sure.
Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Earth.
That's exactly right. Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Earth. It's the planets that are 6th, 5th, 4th and 3rd from the sun and their main constituent part. Very well done. That means at the end of round 2, the Hotpots have 6 points, the Poptimists have 13. Time now for the connecting wall. You haven't missed this. It's 16 jumbled up clues that need sorting into 4 connected groups of 4. There is only one perfect solution, but there are clues that will try to trick our teams by fitting into more than one category. Poptimists, you have the dubious pleasure of being first on this round. Would you like lion or water?
We'll have a go at the lion wall, please.
OK, you have 2.5 minutes to solve the lion wall, starting now.
W's tungsten, wicket, west, and what? There's also 1, maybe?
Yeah, 1, yeah.
There's 1.
So that's
Spaceships. Enterprise, Nostromo, Nemesis, and
Explorer, and targets as well.
And there's loads.
Well, there's zones. So
There's the Roger Zone,
Goldilocks.
Goldilocks Zone, Time Zone,
Twilight
Twilight Zone.
Zone. Enterprise Zone.
Yeah, Time Zone.
And Goldilocks Zone. I now miss out time, I guess. And Twilight.
That's Zone.
3 strikes now.
So now we've got 4 ships. So
Wait,
entire record looking.
Time.
Record, Wickham Park. So they're spaceships.
Yeah.
Record.
We've done Wicket now. Like before Wicket.
Record. Oh, can't they be... Well, they can all be nouns and verbs, can that one?
Yeah, one can wicket, maybe. Well, not really, that's probably. I mean, it's if we've got nothing else.
To wicket.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Let's come back to it. So which of the other four could fit?
Well, it's these four almost certainly.
Yeah.
Shall we try it?
Why not? No,
No.
we'll put three of them in so we can just... Okay.
Central.
I'll say for wicket. Leg before, no, try that. Wicker. Can we change the liquor?
Record. Pair. Record. Emit.
30 seconds
Shall I just go
remaining.
for...
Yeah, try it.
That's it, you solved them all. Very well done. You made that look easy. So, what about the extra points for the connections? What can you tell me about the first blue group? What West Tungsten 1?
They can all be represented by the letter W.
That's right. W stands for them in the periodic table and so on. And what about the green group? Goldilocks, Twilight, Enterprise, Erogenous.
They're all types of zones.
They're all zones. You found the erogenous zone. All zones. And what about this next burgundy group? Whatever colour I say it is, people tweet me to say it's a different colour. So let's say it's a yellow group. Nemesis, TARDIS and so on.
They are spaceships. Would you like some more?
You could tell me more.
They are fictional.
They are fictional spaceships from various films and TV programmes. Very well done. And the turquoise group, Time, Record or Record, Wicket Park.
Are they things that can be nouns and verbs at the same time?
To time, to... I think to wicket is your problem there. Nearly. They can be followed by keeper. Timekeeper, record keeper, wicket keeper, park keeper. They're all keepers. But you did find all four groups and get 3 connecting points, so that is a total of 7. Time to bring back the Hotpots now, slide them under the grill and see what they can do with their own wall. It'll be the water wall for you. You've got 2.5 minutes to solve it, starting now.
Kirkwood, Carol Kirkwood is a weather reporter.
Yeah.
Michael Fish, Kirkwood.
Avery.
Avery, and any of those? No, that's one anyhow. Gundy.
Right, you've got some.
Gundy's.
You've got squirrel, capybara, lemming, and shrew.
Squirrel, shrew, lemming, capybara. No. Gundy's one. Shall we try Gundy?
Yeah.
Shrew, Gundy,
Capybara.
lemming.
Well, there we
Right, hang on. Let's go back to weather.
Kirkwood, Fish, Avery.
Leah.
Try Costa.
Are these mongers? Costermonger, ironmonger, warmonger, fishmonger.
Right, stop.
Three strikes now.
Weather. Kirkwood, Avery.
Might be a red herring. Might have to ditch that.
Right, now wait a minute.
Go on.
Measure,
for measure.
Venice, Leah and Shrew will be.
Shakespeare.
So Leah, Shrew.
Hang on, no.
Okay.
It's Leah, Venice, Nothing, and Measure because it's titles. It's Much Ado About Nothing.
Yeah,
Measure for
yeah,
Measure,
yeah,
Merchant
yeah.
of Venice. So get rid of that.
Yeah.
Venice.
And that will be
Nothing.
No, hang on. If you do it,
So
What are the
Avery,
other one? Are we saying
it's
Avery,
Weather,
Kirkwood,
Kirkwood, Shrew,
Rich,
and Rich.
Right, go.
Yeah,
No.
No.
So
that was
Leah,
that.
Shrew, Measure, I think.
Slow down. We're going to.
Oh, all right. We've got one more laugh left, haven't we now? Right.
No,
Yes, we have. We've got
yeah,
one laugh
yeah.
left now. Right. Let's take that off. So it's
Let's leave Leah out this time.
So you got
Shrew,
Shrew,
Venice, Nothing.
Venice,
Measure.
Nothing. No.
Measure. You were saying.
Yes. So shall we go for it?
Okay.
You've solved them all. Very well done. Just at the last go there, your last life, it's solved. What about the connections? Tell me about the first blue group, starting squirrel.
They're all animals that eat nuts and like rodent type animals.
Yeah, rodents,
Yeah,
I think,
okay.
is a way out. They probably do eat nuts, but who doesn't?
Yeah.
What about the green group? Iron, war, Costa, fish.
They're all mongers.
They're all mongers, simple as that. Ironmonger, warmonger, and so on. The next group, shrew, nothing, Venice.
They're all parts of titles of Shakespeare plays.
That's right, they're the ending of titles of Shakespeare plays, Taming of the Shrew, Much Ado About Nothing, Merchant of Venice, Measure for Measure. And the last turquoise group,
They're all weather presenters.
They are the weather presenters. Yes, fish, a red herring. It was Ben Rich, you didn't know.
Right.
They're all BBC weather presenters. So you did find all the groups and all the connections, plus you get the bonus. That's the maximum of 10 points. Let's have a look at the overall scores. The Hotpots have 16 points. The Poptimists have 20. So who's going to go home? Nobody, because we've changed the structure again. We've gone back to the old system where everybody gets at least 2 goes. So nobody's going home tonight, but the winner, decided by round 4, will go straight through to the next round. The losers get another go. In round 4, of course, what are the disguised clues? We've taken well-known names, phrases and sayings. We've taken out the vowels. We've squidged up the consonants. The teams must decipher those disguised clues. And, of course, if you give me a wrong answer in this round, you will lose a point. So be careful. Fingers on buzzers, teams. I can tell you that the first group of clues are all things that can be ordered at a chippy. Poptimists?
Large cod and chips.
I will, thank you. Poptimists?
Mushy peas.
Correct. Poptimists?
Battered sausage.
Lovely. Poptimists?
Pickled egg.
Delicious. Next category, double acts reversed. Hotpots?
Wise and Morecambe.
Correct. Poptimists?
Dave and Chaz.
Yes, it is. Poptimists?
Pace and Hale.
Correct. Poptimists?
Deck and Ant.
Well done. Next category, agricultural idioms. Poptimists?
Reap the benefits.
Yes, it is. Poptimists?
Needle in a haystack.
Correct. Poptimists?
Plough your own furrow.
I will. Hotpots?
Sow your wild oats.
Correct. Next category, things to follow. Poptimists?
The leader.
Correct. Hotpots?
That camel.
Correct. That next clue, the yellow brick road, but the bell has gone for the end of the quiz. What a round 4 from you, Poptimist. My word, you're often in the chippy, I say admiringly. At the end of the game, the Hotpots finish with 19 points. The Poptimists have an impressive 31. Very well done. You are straight through to the next round. Hotpots, I'm glad to say it's not goodbye. We'll be seeing you again later in the series. Thanks very much for watching. It's really nice to be back. And that's it. Although I have got to make a little announcement about the results of last year's series. The arsonists sadly had to be disqualified after that unfortunate business with the canteen. So the official finishing order for Series 13 now goes the scratchers, the winkers, the twitchers, the narcoleptics, the burglars, the fiddlers, the aches and pains, and the Richard Stilgo fans. In a happy twist, we have been able to rebuild the canteen. Goodbye.